Alright, so in this video we're taking a look at the Foxeer F722 V2 flight controllers, and we have the 30x30 version here on the right and the mini version here on the left. These are the updated V2 versions of their F7 flight controller, and they have some new features. And I think, well, we'll talk about the 30x30 first, and then we'll talk about the 20x20 in a moment here. And this one here, the 30x30, is going to go into a 7-inch build. It's coming up. Probably showed you guys a video on the Rush Blade ESC. This is going to go together with this flight controller into that build, so you want to stay tuned for that video. That'll be coming up. But we're just going to talk about the flight controller today. So they have these, basically there's nothing else that comes in the box, just what you see here, and no wiring looms. So that's kind of different. Probably these are included with the ESCs that Foxeer make. And these have just come with these gummies here, these that turn the M4 holes into M3 holes. Now, I'm not going to talk about every single pad on here because the wiring diagrams on the Foxeer website are although very, very good. So I'm going to talk about some of the unique features of this flight controller board. So first off, this has two regulators on here. So it's got a 5-volt and a 9-volt. I'm not exactly sure which one's which. They're both 2 amps. So this is basically DJI ready. It doesn't come with the actual connector for the DJI Air unit, but you should be able to wire it up. Just have a diagram for how to wire up a DJI Air unit to this flight controller on the Foxeer website, and I'll put that picture up right here. You guys can take a look at that wiring diagram. Does come with the traditional camera control pin here, and this, if you're still running analog, you just wire this up to the OSD connection on your Foxeer camera, and you'll have the camera control functions that can control the OSD functions via your transmitter. This has 5 UARTs, being an F7, and there's no inversion or problems with like inverted receivers, for example, with F4 processors. So this one, you won't have any problems with this one because it doesn't have those weird receiver inversion issues. But again, it does come with all the wiring diagrams for Crossfire and Spectrum, FlySky, FreeSky. They're all up on the Foxeer website. Now, there's a few pads here to note. There's one right here. There's a little solder bridge. You can choose between 5 volts and 9 volts for the camera section. It's upside down. Let me just show you right here. So right now it's bridged to the 5-volt pad. So the power that's going to come out of here, the positive here, ground positive, in camera is going to be 5 volts. If you want to switch it to 9 volts, if you want to use the 9-volt regulator instead, you just want to unbridge the 5-volt and then bridge the center to the 9-volt instead. They'll give you 9 volts out on this positive pin. This board has a kind of a unique function here. It's called pass-through. So right here you see this is pass, and then there's these 2 pins. These 2 pins have continuity. So if you have situations where you have a wire going from, say, the Crossfire receiver to the Crossfire Nano VTX or some of the VTX, you can use this as a pass-through feature and just desolder and solder to the flight controller instead of having to actually snip a wire and resolder a wire together. So this is what that functions for. Got another 5-volt and 9-volt bridge over here, and this is for the video transmitter. So this is for this pin right here, this positive pin. So this one is bridged to the 9-volt here for the VTX. So typically a lot of video transmitters will benefit from a 9-volt regulated power source. We'll usually get cleaner power if you use the 9-volt source instead of the getting power directly from the battery. So the rest of these connections here are basically different UARTs. I think there's like RX3, TX1 over here, RX5. RC is like for your receiver. Again, I'll just put up some photos here on some of the wiring and what the different pads mean. And then you have also additional pads over here. These are LED, buzzer, etc. TX2s and UART2s over here. All of your connections for the wiring looms to your ESC are also very nicely labeled. So you have it's upside down again. So over here, RX4, that's going to be, I believe that's ESC telemetry. On UART 4, then you have your current sensor, motors 4321, VCC and ground, that's for battery voltage. And then on the underside of the board, we have solder pads for all of those connectors here for this wiring loom connector. So if you don't want to use that connector, you want to solder directly to the flight controller, you have nice big pads for all that, so it's pretty nice. The black box chip on the back here is a 16 megabit black box chip, so if you want to record your flights and for tuning purposes, you have 16 megabytes instead of 8, so that's pretty good. And here is the weight of the 30 by 30 board, and it's coming in at 8.1 grams with the rubber grommets in there. Okay, so we'll take a look at the 20 by 20 mini version of the F722 V2 board. So basically, to reduce the size of the board here, they've obviously had to take some stuff out. You can see it's very nicely packed, compact and tightly laid out here. So the main thing they got rid of here is the 9-volt regulator. So you still have the 5-volt 2-amp regulator. The 9-volt regulator is no longer here. So if you do wire this up to a DJI air unit, you are limited to 4S, which is the maximum allowed on the DJI air unit. They do have a diagram that shows how to wire up this to an air unit, and they're using VCC, and they do note that it's 2 to 4S max because there is no 9-volt regulator on this board. But it has, again, the same pin out here for the wiring loom to your ESC. You got your ESC telemetry, current sensor, motor wires, VCC and ground. And again, on the underside, you have the same pads here. They're not labeled because of the lack of space, but those are in the same order. 16 megabyte of black box chip data here. This is a smaller version of the chip. You have your F722 chip here, 5-volt regulator. You got your LED, 5-volt ground, TX2, ARX2 pads here, and your buzzer, SD, SCL for your compass if you want to use one of those. And over here on the side, you have your UARTs, your camera control pad, RSSI, also connections for your receiver, and additional UARTs down here, and also connections for your camera and VTX. Now, since there's no 9-volt regulator on this board, there's no solder bridges to let you choose between 9 volts and 5 volts, so all the power outputs here are, as you can see, they're 5 volts out. So the rubber grommets are included. I just didn't install them. Again, these are M4 holes, and those rubber grommets convert them to M3 holes. Alright, so this is the weight of the board, no rubber grommets, and then I'll throw the 4 grommets on there, and coming in a total of 4.7 grams. So again, the 30 by 30 board is going to go into a 7-inch build. I'm not sure what the Mini is going to go into. I haven't decided yet, but if you have any suggestions on what this would be good for, let me know in the comments below, and I'll have another video with this one already in the build. So obviously, if you refer to this video, you'll be able to see what this flight control is all about. But yeah, if you want to see this in action, this will be in that 7-inch build coming up later.